Hello everybody and welcome to this new episode of the Cannolo Report. I'm Giovanna Battaglia from the Culture Department of Splendid Sicily, and we're broadcasting from this beautiful home right here in Sicily, where behind me there is this wheel from an antique car all painted on. Let's go back to our news. In the State Archive of Palermo is carefully preserved the oldest paper document of Europe, an extraordinary union of Arab and Norman Sicily. Its culture in a pure state. It is a bilingual letter from Adelasia del Basto, written in 1109 by the wife of King Roger I. It's written in Greek at the top and Arabic at the bottom. The paper gradually replaced the parchment, and this document, with which Adelasia it is considered today to be the oldest in Europe. Like every week, many Sicilians write to us from all over the world. They ask us to go in search of their roots, their ancestors, but above all, they ask us to go in search of their relatives right here in Sicily. And as usual, our culture department is mobilized to realize their dream and organize their journey in search of their roots. These days, we're looking for the ancestors of Susan Logan, whose grandfather, Luigi Augello, left for America in 1905 from the town of Serra di Falco in the center of Sicily. It is not an easy search, but we are succeeding this time as well in finding Susan's relatives. Let's try to understand where the birthplace was, where he worked, and we will provide birth and marriage certificates. In short, Susan, like everyone else, will have everything. We plan to organize your entire trip, from accommodation, excursions, to the safety of your trip to Sicily. Splendid Sicily has no funding and supports itself with these organizations. In this week's report, we want to talk to you about Sicilian folk medicine. Let's hear what Rosanna Paternoster has discovered. Rosanna Paternoster reports.
Today we went to see Lucia and Todò, who tell us the story of Castrenzio, the wild doctor, who treated people and animals. Listen, what remedy there was for words.
E capito, ci serve una specie di preghiera. La metteva sotto terra, quando non bussava chilo, ci cadeva.
Castrenzio would pass a barley grain on the wort. Then he would recite a prayer. Then it was watered every day and was checked if it went so. When the seed was dry and disappeared, the wort also disappeared.
Mio frate aveva
My brother had a psoriasis in his arm, and one day he met Castrenzio, who said to him, "What do you have?" I say, "Strange in the face," and my brother told him he had burning red arms from itching. You are a fool. It is the easiest thing in the world to cure, said Castrenzio. And what shall I do? My brother said. At midnight, in order not to make people understand anything, go with the mules to the watering hole and get naked and immerse yourself in the water.
You have to say that in the watering hole there were two faucets, one with rainwater and one that came out of the spring water. And it was the spring water that cured.
He really won that battle. He went there 2-3 times. He undressed and immersed himself, and everything went away.
Mrs. Lucia, tell us how they treated children's worms.
E poi ci mettevano anche l'aglio nel sederino e ci uscivano.
He would put the garlic in the little behind and the worms will come out. And he pulled them with a crochet hook. Mamma mia, what a pain! But these ancient remedies worked. Listen to this other story.
I had hemorrhoids and I was going to get operated. A friend of mine passed by and we started talking. At one point he said to me, "Why do you move like this? You know I have hemorrhoids." "You are a fool, it's the easiest thing in the world. Come to my house and I will give you a herb to cure it. Boil it, throw the boiling water in a bowl and sit on it until you resist the heat."
Suonavo una sedia, ci messo un capo, l'acqua bollente e io mi settavo da. Quando tu ti assusi il capo non ti bruci.
Ci metteva una cosa tutta attorno alla sedia e tutto se ne andava.
I would put something around the chair and everything would go away. And sure, it was cured. In ancient times, these were the remedies that were used in Sicily as in the rest of the world. Sicilian folk medicine is one of the most fascinating chapters of the culture of this people, being mixed with Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, and Aragonese influences. If you want to know more about how the Sicilians treated their diseases, send an email to our culture department and our wild doctor will give you the perfect recipe.
A contare la mamma a bene Cristo a portarmi su.
Weather forecast mostly sunny all over the island, with some rare precipitation. Temperatures between 20 and 12 degrees in coastal areas. The sun rises at 6:25 and sunset at about 6 p.m. And now let's talk about the feast in Sicily, an island where you do not miss an opportunity to get out of the house and celebrate something or someone. March 9th is San Basilio Vitale in Castronova di Sicilia.
Il 9 marzo di ogni anno
On March 9, San Vitale is celebrated. He was born here from a rich Byzantine family, and right here in Sicily, as a young man, he decides to take the vows. On March 9, 994 is the date of his death. He loved animals so much that even today there is a saying,
Santo Vitale, fedda di pane e di lo resto li dona alle cani.
Santo Vitale has a slice of bread, he eats a little and the rest he gives it to the dogs. We venerate him through an important procession, with the saint carried around the streets of the town, and we also undulate him as if he wanted to talk to his fellow citizens.
On March 13, 14, and 15, there is the Cuttlefish Festival in Donna Lucata. On March 19, San Giuseppe is celebrated in various towns of Sicily. Big tables full of food, folk songs, and various celebrations are not to be missed. It is an opportunity to immerse yourself in the folklore of a Sicilian holiday. To find out more, ask us for the list of towns where San Giuseppe is celebrated. In Palermo, until March 29, the exhibition of the painter from Palermo, Nicola Pucci, and his fantastic world. At the Massimo Theater in Palermo, from March 13 to the 21st, the Nabucco by Giuseppe Verdi.
The show is about 5 guys who survived the apocalypse 15 years ago. They have created a micro society, just the 5 of them, with no women, just guys trying to support each other. And they spend their entire time to build a machine to try to catch a signal of other survivals and to find others, basically. But during the entire show, we get in the head of each of the character. We get to know them better. We go into their fantasy about what they're missing of their past lives. And also, we discover the relationship in between the guys. So it's a show that has a lot of poetic moment.
For any information, do not hesitate to contact our cultural department. We are available to all the world for anyone who desires Sicily. This is our mission. This is a splendid place, Acitrezza, in the province of Catania. There are these huge stacks in the sea, and a view of Mount Etna in the distance among the most beautiful. And then there are restaurants on the waterfront that prepare excellent risotto with fish and clam pasta. And all Sicilian magic. We are at the Oratorio dei Bianchi in Palermo. This is the Bab el Fotik wooden door, dating back to the Arab period, through which in 1071 the Norman Roberto il Guiscardo made his entrance during the capture of Palermo. To celebrate the reconquest of the city, the Grand Count Ruggero had the door preserved, renaming it the Porta della Vittoria, having a representation of the Madonna della Vittoria painted on it. It is located in the splendid museum among the wonderful stuccos of Giacomo Serpotta. And here is the Roman aqueduct of Termini Imerese, dating back to the 2nd century AD. It represents the largest Roman architecture of its kind in Sicily. Between alternating events, the aqueduct remained in use until 1860. It began its journey from the nearby San Calogero mountain and stretched for about 8 kilometers between canyons and valleys until it reached the inhabited center of the very important Roman city. Palermo is hosting the extraordinary exhibition Body World Vital, the most visited traveling exhibition in the world. The body is donated to science and preserved with a special technique devised by the German doctor and scientist Gunther von Huygens, a kind of Leonardo da Vinci's dream. It is a sort of dance of life. You can see the full-length bodies, individual organs, and the direct comparison between healthy organs and organs affected by pathologies, which allows you to understand what happens when the body gets sick and how is it possible with a healthy lifestyle to prevent dangerous health problems. Sicily is full of Giudecche, which are the neighborhoods where the Jews live and where they carry out their activities.
often as confined ones. Within these neighborhoods, which often had Islamic-type urban planning with narrow alleys and courtyards, they were the school, hospital, cemetery, slaughterhouse, and the assistance for the most needy. The Jews were forced to be recognized and not to mark their clothes and shops with the red wheel. This is the Alhambra decree, with which the Jews were expelled from Sicily unless of a conversion to Catholicism or a payment. In Sicily alone, there were about 90 Giudecche, with about 37,000 Jews, of which in Palermo and Siracusa, communities of about 5,000 each. This you can see in the images is the Giudecca of Siracusa. This is the wonderful Palazzo della Giudecca of Trapani.
On March 10, 2019, Sebastiano Tusa, a wonderful Sicilian to whom our cultural department is dedicated, dies in a plane crash. Giovanni speaks of him and remembers Sebastiano.
Sebastiano Tusa was a member of our cultural department. Together with him, we have planned this wonderful project that is Splendid Sicily. After many years of working together, we met frequently with him. He was one of the greatest Sicilians ever. Last time we met, he introduced my last book in Palermo. You know, it's said that the notes of the songs and the words of the poetry are in the air, and you have only to catch them. And also Sebastiano is in the air. He did a lot of wonderful things for our land, and we are proud to have known him, to have worked together him. Ciao Sebastiano, you will be eternal.
In this exceptional video from the Luci Institute of 1931, here is the 7th car tour of Sicily departing from Palermo and making the whole tour of Sicily clockwise for a total of 975 kilometers. You see the cars of about 100 years ago puffing smoke as if they were chimneys. The problem of pollution was not yet known, and the ozone had not yet punctured anything. We left at night and arrived in Palermo during the day at an average of 80 kilometers per hour and took about 12 hours. Here are the winners: Rosa, Morandi. They started in 36 and arrived in 17. Dammi tempo che ti percio, and the translation is, give me time that I will pierce you. But the real meaning is that just like a mouse that needs time to pierce a walnut, in life you often need to be patient and never give up, even in the most difficult situations, until the set goal is reached. To have seen Italy without having seen Sicily is not to have seen Italy at all. For Sicily, it is the clue to everything. So wrote Johann Wolfgang von Goethe after visiting the island in 1787, when his musings were published as part of Italian journey. Many flocked to the island, buoyed by his description of its enchanting beauty. Over 200 years on, we reimagined the German writer's Sicilian adventure.
And here we are with next week's column. On Wednesday, March 11, for the column Somewhere in a Square, we will browse the streets of Mineo, between cannolis and philosopher stories. On Monday, March 16, the radio will broadcast an episode dedicated to Frank Lucido's trip to Sicily in search of his roots. our cultural department did a great search for the Italian American who reunited with his relatives in La Cara Fitte. Wednesday, March 18th, for the Sociology column, The Storyteller will tell you the history of Sicily. The next appointment for the Cannolo report will be in 2 weeks, Sunday, March 22nd. Until the next time, I wish you a very splendid Sunday. And please help us to continue to do this. If you want to donate just a little something, just to let us keep going, please do it. Go to our website, www.splendidsicily.com, or just call us on the number on the display. Have a wonderful Sunday. Ciao, ciao.